Hi, my name is Amy Johnston, and this is Case Study for EDL 856 Parental Apathy. Category 1. First step is we're going to do problem identification and analysis, and we're going to identify what we already know. The first thing we know is that Miss Rowe is a first-year assistant principal. We also know that the principal is not supportive of beginning a parent group, and thirdly, that there was low attendance when a parent meeting was announced to the students. Things that we need to know. First, what's the typical form of communication for John F. Kennedy School? Secondly, has the principal been receptive to giving responsibilities to the new VP or assistant principal? And thirdly, have any neighboring schools had success with parent groups? What is the problem? I believe that the problem is that there's no current parent involvement in the school and that the principal is not supportive to put forth effort to create such a group. The assistant principal is concerned that there is a lack of parent input. Category 2. This is where we identify our plan of action, and my plan of action sort of has two parts, but they both start with the same first step. Step 1, Ms. Rowe requests permission to meet with the 8 parents that showed. In the case study where it talked about the assistant principal and principal standing at the back of the auditorium and trying to decide what to do, that's what I'm talking about, that she would ask to go ahead and meet with those 8 parents. If the principal says yes and lets her meet with them, the second step would be to move the group to a more comfortable location like a library or a conference room. Then she should tell them that this is a brainstorming session on their perception of how parents would like to be involved. And the fourth step, as far as brainstorming ideas, I would first brainstorm ideas for academic support, and then I would brainstorm ideas for social emotional support and kind of separate out those two ideas. Fifth, I would take their ideas to the principal and ask if he could let Ms. Rowe pursue one of those. If the principal says no, that she cannot meet with the 8 parents, the second step would be to allow a few days to pass from the dismissed meeting of 8 parents. Reason for this is to kind of let the principal process things and not jump on top of it and kind of maybe annoy him, but give him more time to think. Third, I would research the parent involvement section of the school improvement plan and see if there's any district expectations for parent groups. Fourth, I would schedule a meeting with the principal to share those found expectations kind of after everything had settled. And lastly, I would ask for permission to be responsible to fulfill the required expectations. Strategies I would use to implement my plan. I would first develop a list of parent involvement ideas created by parents. I would then read school improvement plan to find what's required in regards to parent involvement. Thirdly, I would determine if my state requires any parent groups. And lastly, I would approach the principal and share my desire or her desire to head up a parent involvement and would be responsible for all the responsibilities involved. Category 3. What's best for students? Part of a successful school, in my opinion, is having all groups give input to create a strong environment, and I believe that the parental involvement is essential for what's best for students. Some examples of facts or data from the case. One is that a parent meeting was announced to the students and asked to share the date and time with their parents. 8 parents did show up to the scheduled meeting. And the last fact was that the vice principal sees the need for parent involvement while the principal does not. Category 4. What was I thinking, feeling, valuing? When I read this case study, I was thinking that it would be in the best interest of the assistant principal to find a way to show the principal how she would be responsible for this new group and that it wouldn't add anything to his plate. I was feeling disappointed that there would be a building leader that didn't see a need for parent involvement. And by announcing a parent meeting to the students, I did value the idea that the principal might have a partial interest in creating a parent group, since he didn't ignore it altogether. So some things that are unresolved or open to further investigation. First, there needs to be further investigation if parent involvement is written in the school improvement plan. Next, information from neighboring or similar schools about how they engage parents in their school. And another idea I had is what was the interest level and involvement of the 8 parents that showed to the meeting. So those 8 parents came, but what were they wanting to contribute or able to contribute? Category 5. Component 1. This part asks about the academic success. And first of all, I included that we brainstorm ideas with the 8 parents on the specific academic needs of students. And then the other idea was suggestion to offer to the principal to handle all the responsibilities for a parent group, so it wouldn't take away from the principal's responsibility that might already be tied up with student academic needs. How did you, as the educational leader, promote the personal well-being of every student while addressing the issues revealed in the parental apathy case study? I said whether the principal answered yes or no to continuing with the 8-parent meeting, I respect his decision without disagreeing in front of others to provide a united front for students and parents, which shows there won't be division in administration. I think it can be really dangerous when kids think they can play one administrator against another. And then suggestions for a brainstorm list from those 8 parents, specifically on social emotional needs, so that they could help identify some personal well-being needs. How did you, as the educational leader, promote communities of engagement for families and other stakeholders in the school's community while addressing the issues revealed in the parental apathy case study? I addressed the needs of parental involvement several times to the principal in a respectful manner. I believe strongly that a principal and assistant principal must have a positive and encouraging working relationship. While it's important to have that parent group and to change the principal's perception in parent involvement, I believe this might be something that is developed over time if it's not met with enthusiasm. Because while we want the community involved and families involved, we want it done in a positive way. Thank you.